She got style, grace. She got attitude. Feel it much in her touch. Show my gratitude. She got style, grace. She got attitude. So much love in her touch. Show my gratitude. And every time we touch, girl, it's so divine, yeah, yeah, yeah. And every time we try so hard to blow each other's mind, because she got style, grace. She got attitude. So much love in her touch. Show my gratitude. Yeah. Do my best to make sure you know it. No need to speak, I let my actions show it. Yeah. All is peace whenever we're together. Sun shines on us, never mind the weather. No, and every time we touch, girl, it's so divine, yeah, yeah, yeah. And every time we try so hard to blow each other's mind, because there ain't enough words to write a song that you truly deserve, baby. There ain't enough time to measure how you stay on my mind, stay on my mind. I wanna thank you, darling. I wanna thank you, for your love. I wanna thank you, for your love, baby. I wanna thank you, darling, for your love. I wanna thank you.
What up, everybody? It's your boy Gary Lamb, and My lady Lamb here, Latoya Lamb. We are coming to you live from the Project 46 layer.
What am I
Shout out to
looking?
Project 46.
What am I
This is the camera
Okay.
that everybody can see us in, right?
Okay.
Hi,
Hey,
everybody.
y'all.
And then you have your camera. Oh, did you see how I just switched that? Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. That's some badass stuff right there. Did you just see how I did that? Hold on. Wait a minute. Oh, I got one too. What? This is what progression. Now listen. This is what took so friggin' long to set up. I got 3 cameras right now. I got one here, and one here. And I got some special effects stuff too. Oh, you gonna love this. Y'all gonna love this. Oh, is that picture? Oh, Lord Jesus. Oh, Lord Jesus. That's big. Hold on. We can do it over here too. We can do it over here. Wait. We turn that one off. And then we got put. Oh, Lord Jesus. You see what we doing, man? We are doing it up. What up, Cyber? What up, Maladjusted? What's
Hi,
going
guys.
on? Listen, this is a work in progress. We're trying to get everything set up properly so we can actually have more of a entertainment thing for you guys. It's going to take some time to get all the bells and whistles
Make it
set up.
Make it more polished.
More polished, right? But it's going to take some time to get it to that point. But tonight, are we coming in clear? He's got new toys. You dang right, I got some new toys. I got a lot of new toys. But are we coming in clear, Mal and Cyber? Are we doing good with the because we're still only operating on one microphone, unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? We still only one microphone. But once I have multiple microphones, it's just my system is not set up for multiple microphones, unfortunately. So once we get that set up, that's going to be awesome. But this is a very interesting conversation that my wife and I wanted to bring your way. It's important that we talk about stuff like this because we're in the month of love, right? This is the month where everybody is supposed to get together, you know what I'm saying, do some, loving and
That's what
romancing and we ain't nowhere near that right now, are we? We're not even close, is we? We are so stuck in grind mode that we look at each other like I love you, I'll see you later. But we're trying to fix that stuff up. But I wanted to set this up for everybody to understand that the grind that we're on right now is such a difficult one because we went from having our own stuff to having to share stuff with everybody else, and we're not really used to that type of situation. And yeah, it's been a rough one. And I think that a lot of the things I'm streaming to multiple platforms. By the way, I'm streaming to Gary Lamb Network. I'm streaming to Lambologies. I'm also streaming to Rumble. So that's 3 platforms that I'm going to be streaming to. Soon I'll be streaming to Facebook. I'm going to be streaming to Odyssey. I'm going to be streaming to all those. All right. Because I feel like that, getting the stuff going is going to be better. But I don't want to go too far until I'm on a set schedule and it's consistent. I need to be on some consistent schedule first. Once I get there, then we'll go ahead and knock it out of the park. But I wanted to pass the ball over to you because there's a lot in you that we was discussing this morning. And I said, save that for the live because I think that's going to be more important for us to share with everybody else. Because we was having a conversation and it wasn't looking good in my favor. It wasn't looking too good at all. I ain't going to lie. It was not looking too good. And keep in mind, the one with the dot on, that means that it's so, and I'm not just selling that for your purposes. I'm selling it for myself. So it's not looking too good for me, Mal. It's not looking too good for me, Cyber. I've been working so damn hard trying to take care of this woman. I stopped taking care of this woman. And this is the part that is going to be very, I don't know, I guess, cringe for me. Might be.
It's such a new terminology. Cringe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that I can't say that, like some people, they have all these like assumptions and misconceptions, and you have all these expectations, but we don't have that.
Mhm.
It's not like it's new, our relationship. And so certain things, you think that Ike Turner.
Never forget to Ike Turner is one of America's greatest musicians, and they lied a lot about him. They lied a lot about him. A lot of the stuff that they were saying. I'm not saying that he didn't beat Tina's butt, but he might have had reason. I'm just saying that. Continue. What? I didn't say it, he said it. He gave me the okay to say it.
So that I can hear music.
Yes.
Okay. You're distracting.
You want me to turn it down? Okay.
So when you have relationships and people get into new relationships or something like that, and then they kind of have these expectations, so you can't expect a person to fulfill what you didn't discuss with them.
Yeah.
And our situation is quite different because it's not like it's new.
Yeah.
So I mean, this grind that we're on, this has been your grind for years, and it's been a repeat theme of working so hard to take care of us, me, that you forget to take care of me.
Yeah.
And I guess we'll really get into it more, you guys, when we get on over to Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
The real deal.
The real deal. But right now we're starting on the YouTube and possibly push over to Rumble.
But
depending on how hot it get.
Yeah, I mean, you can't expect the same old for too long. Everybody wants to be loved and appreciated, and like I was saying this morning, like I'm trying to be politically correct because I know what platform we're on, but like the deal, like y'all know Gary Lamb. The red light is off.
No, this is your camera.
Oh goodness. Follow the red light. Like y'all know Gary Lamb, but y'all don't know my husband. And so much goes into this that it's created a lot of like you said, this is the weekend of love and all of that stuff. Mm-hmm. And mind you guys, we stopped celebrating Valentine's Day years ago. But even with that, there's like assumptions, and we can get into that whole commercialize this whole thing for this weekend. But all of this that it takes to everything that it takes to put into this, that's so distracting. You keep pushing buttons. What are you doing? What are you doing?
I'm working on the line. You can't be. You gotta focus on me.
Trying.
Focus on me. Don't ignore this. This is for them. This is the production part. This is the production part.
And when things go well, we're well.
Yeah.
And when things don't go so well, you're not well. And then you're really not well. And then it affects the whole dynamic of our relationship. It affects the dynamic of our family. It just affects everything.
Yeah.
And oh boy, I've been like, you know what? You know what?
What's that?
Yeah, I've been like that lately, like, because getting here has been the journey of our life, and it's been hard. It's been hard. And now that we're on the other end of the journey, being here in this new life that we've been blessed with, and all of that is really, it's like you go through a battle, and we're in the smoke clearing phase and in recovery. And it's like,
how deep are we going with this?
We're not on Rumble.
We're not going to go deep here.
I said we're not on Rumble.
We can go deep on. We can't use the wine glasses we want to use here. That's the basically, like, you know what I'm saying? As long as we keep it politically correct, we're fine.
I know.
So how deep do you want to go on this?
No, I mean, I asked you this morning. I mean, I said when you telling all our business.
Well, I know, but I'm letting you control it because I want to make sure you don't go, because I feel that we need to go deeper than we are. We're very surface.
So why you ask me?
I'm asking because you're controlling me. I want to make sure I follow your lead on this one. Why? Because I want to know how deep you want to go with it. Like, how hard are you wanting to go into the conversation? Because there's so much that can be gained from this. Like, I've made major mistakes. And
do tell, Gary Lamb.
Okay, well, one of the major mistakes that I constantly make is that I lose my lot. I lose my stuff. And it's because of so much pressure, so much uncertainty. I can't get a grasp on certain things. And when certain things get out of hand, for example, just trying to sign up for Lyft, okay, and it's been a long time since I've been able to, accommodate in that way, and it eats at my spirit, it eats at me, and it usually come off at you. Like, for example, I can have conversations with people and I do my very, very best not to take that and throw it on them, right? But you're the one that you're like the catch all email, right? You get all the junk, you get all the spam, you get all the garbage that no one else gets, and it erodes at you, right? So when I'm nice and happy and like, hey, I'm having a good time, I'm on my high, ready to rock and roll, and I want to get some snookums, you're like, hold up, dude. Remember what you said to me yesterday? Remember how you acted to me yesterday? Remember how you treated me yesterday? So for me to sit here and be all, hi, baby, I'm yours, I can't be like that because you were treating me like trash yesterday because you had a bad conversation with somebody.
And the thing is, it keeps happening.
Yep.
So, yes, we're going through this journey and stuff, and it's hard. But there's the persona, there's the friend, the father, and the husband. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like Maladjusted talking about the outlets. A lot of the outlets that you've had, like the gym and different things, financially, we can't swing that right now. So it's like, the loose cannon thing, and, you just lose your crap. And it's been touch and go, y'all. Real talk, right? And because I'm sitting in this chair, if you were calling me co-host,
yeah.
Right, and I've been behind the scenes lately rather than in the forefront how it had been, because right now it's go time and we're on triple grind mode right now. Like, we're after some things, and so I'm co-host, you know what I mean, but I'm co-host in his life, in your life, so and then there's these repeat habits and these repeat things, even with the channel, and I'm like, we've been through this before,
right?
Like, we've been through this. What are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
And it's been tough. And I would say, what is that, Maladjusted? I'm not his co-host. I know what you're saying. I'm very clear on my position in his life. You know what I'm trying to say. Mm-hmm. But if you would like to interject, that's fine. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Mm-hmm. But it's, what
do you mean by that, Mal? I would like to know.
Yes, I know. That's what he calls me, because I know
you're his queen. Got it. You're absolutely right. But my queen is also my most powerful piece. and I need to know how to utilize her properly. And I've been successful at doing the job, right? But just like she said, this is a very tough transition for the both of us, but it's really taking a major toll on me because I'm watching everybody else prosper, right? I'm watching everybody getting promotions and getting good grades in school and doing a darn thing, right? And I'm still trying to just get on a schedule. And you know what I'm saying? And it feels really unbalanced, right? Especially when you're a man that's used to having do your thing taken care of, right? When I'm out there busting butt, I don't really lose my cool that easily. It's when everything's compromised and I have to not only hold on to my good demeanor, but also handle the stress that comes along with not having what you want. And I think that's one of the major issues in my life when it comes down to it. Cause I lean on everybody because I feel like I can't lean on anybody. So I start leaning on everybody. And I think
That's really major that you said that.
yeah, it's major because it's true, man. I mean, I don't mean to be that way, but it's like if I don't get it out in some way, it might result in something that I'm not interested in. So sometimes it comes off the wrong way. That's why the gym was such an important place for me. Going to the gym, getting it out, and just taking it out on the weights, taking it out on the whatever. That was better and beneficial for me. But I don't have that right now. So it is what it is. But I don't want to take that out on you. You know, and I think that's the thing that a lot of men really we expect our wives to just understand, just get it. I do that to you a lot. Like you should just understand. You know what we're going through, right? You know every ounce of it. Everybody out there may have an idea, but they don't know exactly what it's like to live in an environment that we've been living in for the last 2 years. You know, and it's like it's gotten better. Obviously, it's gotten better, but we're still in a very not fun environment. And I don't like not being in control of my own domain. I hate that. And I'm not in control of my own domain. I have to actually follow orders to another person's domain. And it's not easy.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
I'm aware. Like most of y'all watching, you know, before we got here, we were at his mom's. So, you know, it's like the pressure that you're talking about, the pressure. And, you know, for whatever reason, a good majority of what we've gone through, it's to help somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't mean that we voluntarily wanted to go through it, but
No.
it is what it is. But yeah, you know, it, like you said, you made a good point. It's the same difference. Like some women, like, oh well, you know, let's put it this way, that whole double standard. Well, you know, it's her special time. Well, you should just understand. And this lesson came to me years ago, right?
Mhm.
Years and years ago. Like our youngest was really little, like 3 or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I had this epiphany, like, no, why should he just understand?
Right.
Why should your kids just understand? Oh, well, you know, like, let mom just. I'm laughing because that analogy in that video that you said you wanted to do one day, like go for cover. You know, everybody take cover because you know she's going through something right now. No, I heard actually was a pastor, a first lady, say this wonderful woman, and she was like, no. People say you go home and you just let it all hang out and let your hair down and all of that. No, these are the people that you say you cherish the most.
Right.
So you're at home. At home is where you try harder. At home is not where you just let it fly and you just abuse the people that you say you love just because you can.
Yo, I'm telling you, a lot of people think just because they say you can let your hair down at home, you really can't let your this is for the mods. When the mods come in, they get this. Now I'm trying to get one for the men's. When they come in, they're gonna get something like
heck was that?
That was her moving up to her seat.
Okay. Yo, you gotta warn me.
I tried, but it was too late. It came in too fast. But I'm gonna get one for the mods as well. But yeah, I forgot where I was at.
Yeah, you got sidetracked with this whole. You were saying about how how we're supposed to expect.
Right.
Understand.
The whole letting your hair down at home stuff. That's when you should be at your best, honestly. Because you have a lot of people that's depending on your energy. And I've learned this the very difficult way. My kids feed off my energy. They feed off of it. If I have a bad day, they have a worse day.
You know, and honestly, it was like, you know, I had started to get, and we talked about it. I started to get to that point, like, you know what, he'll be fine. He'll be fine. You know, I can't have the kids.
You was actually telling me this morning, like,
yes,
one
like,
more time,
that's
over.
it.
Yeah,
that's it. He'll be fine. The channel will be fine. You'll go on with your destiny. I'm in your corner, but I will not deal with that anymore. And because, you know, as a mom, that, you know, that hits a different kind of nerve.
Yeah.
And like, for example, our youngest, he has a temper like yours.
Yep.
And he's getting older, and I've seen it come out in different ways. And I will not have that.
Yeah.
And the man in his life, his hero, you know, thankfully, like, you know, they're not looking at everybody else on TV or whatever in media and stuff as their hero. You are actually their hero.
Right.
You know, especially him. So it's certain things I'm like, you know, no. And you're right. You can't expect your counterpart. Okay, the wife comes in and she's just slamming everything and just acting unseemly. And, you know, everybody's just supposed to understand, okay, mama had a bad day. No, you need to check that before you come in the house, before you bring that energy in your home. You're the one, and I've had to learn that. We're the ones that bring the peace in the home.
Yes.
So if she is off her rocker that week or month or for the past however long, and she's losing it, then you can't be surprised that your kids are acting out in school and your house is unbalanced and all these things, because we have that gift, that innate gift that we bring to the home.
Right.
Like you told the boys one day, you're like, you know, your mom is the soft place to land, because they're not going to get that from you. You know, the nurturer.
I mean, they get the gentle giant, but I'm still a giant, right? Like, there are certain things they just can't get away with that they can actually get away with you. And I think this is one of the things that was so important for how we do our kids, right? Because we have boys, you follow my league. If we have a girl, we'll follow your lead. And that was just how we decided to do it. And yes, I'm not as stern as some fathers may be, like militant and stuff like that.
But you're stern.
But I'm very stern.
You hard on them.
Very hard. And I don't give them an easy way out, because I know life is not going to give them an easy way out.
And life is not. We got to that point, like, okay, and we talked about it years ago. There will be a time that we pass the baton, and, you know, this is your world with them now. Like, you know, they needed me more than when they were younger, but now they're young men, and so young Black men. So they're going to need to know how to function in this world.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's like you tap me in when it's needed, and they come to me when it's needed.
Yeah.
But yeah, to digress on that, it's just when it comes to the relationship and the family, like, you know, this is my thing, and we're talking about Valentine's Day and all of that, right? Like, I have my own. I posted something earlier today, and it was on social media, which I haven't been on lately because social media gets on my nerves. But it was a picture of, right? This was the analogy. It was a picture. Okay, y'all get this. It was a picture of a whole bunch of men in front of. It was a picture of a whole bunch of men in front of the card section,
right?
Scrambling,
and
they were like, "All right, y'all. It's almost that time of the year again." Excuse me. And they were like, yeah, February 13th. And then some people were like, no, February 14th, you know, in the morning or whatever. Excuse me. And I have my own thoughts about it and everything. To each his own. If that's what you do, that you do, whatever. But that was something we talked about years ago. Like, and you told me, and I was like, oh, and I was like the typical woman. Well, I want this, and that was. I mean, when I say years ago, it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Like over 10 years ago, like a long time ago.
At least 12.
It was a long time ago.
We wasn't even pregnant yet.
It was a long time ago.
You kind of got out of that around year 4.
Yeah, it was
You was out of it, but we was also together for like friggin'. We was together for 5 years prior to we getting married. So by the time we had David, you was already pretty much like out of that bratty phase. Going into your woman's phase, and it was interesting because it was interesting.
Yeah, who I am now is definitely not who I was, and vice versa. You're not the boy that you were, which brings it home here. Like the girl that I was, like, oh, like all these other women out here, like this obligatory, well, you better get my chocolate, this and the whole laundry list and whatever for that one day.
Right.
And it's just asinine to me because like, and you would say this for years. You're like, okay, so if I just want to show you I love you on Tuesday, it doesn't matter.
Oh yeah.
Like
it doesn't matter if I don't.
I just want to show you on, it's a Tuesday and I just want to show you. And like you said this morning, you were saying that you appreciate and you agree with the spirit of the holiday.
Yes.
Yes. And I get that, but it's like to be obligated to, go down to the store. And what I posted was I was saying how I felt so bad every single year because I'm a wife and mom. I'm always at the store doing something. Y'all are always hungry. Like I always got to do something.
Yeah.
So I'm at the store and come this time of year, like you can't get in the door because nothing but balloons and bears and whatever, all of this marketing stuff. And so I'm trying to get where I gotta go, and I would see, no lie, my hand to God, I would see so many men. I mean, disgruntled, mad, snatching the cards off the thing, just standing in line.
Because, man, it's like,
I'm like,
listen.
And I would feel bad.
When you have to do something simply because everybody else say you have to do it, men don't really like that mess. I don't think many men enjoy Valentine's Day. It's a big money dump on someone we already dumping major buck on, and it's like to be pigeon-toed into this one day, and if I don't do this and I don't have the right flowers and I don't have, she's going to look at me like I'm insane. And the funny thing is, you looked at me like I was insane too.
I used to do that.
Yeah.
And like I remember, I don't know, that epiphany came into my life like many. And it was like, wow, what I was posting was, what I said was, it's like this, a solo inclusive, like this inclusive club. And if you're not in the club, then, your counterpart, your husband, he just can't possibly love you. Like it's foolish.
Right.
So me, and I've been like this for years, you please do us both a favor. Wait till that mess go on sale. We about to go to the spot that we'd like to go to when the rates go down, all of that. Like y'all are crazy. What are you doing? That's my opinion.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. Do what you do. In 23, I'm minding all my business. Do whatever you want. It is what it is. I'm just talking about for those that listen. Maybe this weekend is not a romantic time for you and your spouse. Maybe it's not romantic right now. So does that mean that, on March 14th, it can't be Valentine's Day? Or because it's on the calendar, so you got to do it now. Yeah. It comes the same time every year. Well, what if someone had a death in the family? What if someone's ill? What if you don't have it right now? I mean, there's so many variables, and it's like, make room for real life.
Yeah.
Like make room for the ebbs and flows of relationship. Okay, so what, y'all weren't in love last week, and you know what I mean? I'm gonna say it this way, because we're in love. You got, you go through things. It's life.
Yeah.
But it wasn't this whole lovey-dovey moment and the whole passion and ecstasy and all of that last week, but because it's almost Valentine's Day, it's like, are you being authentic with your spouse?
No.
Are not. And now you're putting on the other end, you're making like for a woman, it's like you're making him have to pretend and have to feel, and you were talking about how we were when we were younger, the woman I am now. Yeah. Listen, No, I mean like time out for all of it.
Mm,
No,
yeah.
because like you just said, not where you went off the handle 2 days ago, and now it's, hey, babe, I'm looking at you like, what you talking about? What?
Yeah, yeah, and now I will have to admit that that is one of the issues that we have, right? The light switch idea, a light switch epidemic, where I'm expecting you to just turn on when I want you to turn on, and it's like I had to learn that that doesn't work too well. But we're going to go and hit some of the comments right now, see what
Yes.
people are saying in here. So we got maladjusted. Kids are psychic vampires. You're absolutely right. Because what happens is that my kids, they like, especially Nate. Nate gets down in the dumps and everything like that. So you're absolutely right. Tag, where are you? Woo, wait a sec. Enjoy V-Day, but I have always made sure to have that special us thing. Right. I agree. Is this going down any further? For some reason, it's not going down any further.
No, I think this is.
Yeah, it's not going. What up, Lawrence? How you doing, buddy? How's everything, man? We just sitting here having a
Lawrence!
good conversation about life and love and screwing up as a man and all that other good stuff. But there's some comments that's not coming through unless they're on, you know what? These comments are probably on Lamologies. That's what it is. That's what it is. I think they're on Lamologies. So we have another piggy figure who Mala Justice said that. Tag. Valentine's Day is just one day set aside to remind women and men to take time to focus on how they fell in love. It's not meant to stress. Yes, you're absolutely right. It's not meant to stress. But how many men stress on that? I remember when we first got together, I used to stress on that a lot, especially after my mom. Okay, I got a quick little story. When I was dating Keisha, okay, I went out and my father took me out and we went and bought my girlfriend at the time about $200 worth of stuff. What up, the guests? It's been a long time to see, girl. How you been? It's been a long time since I've seen you. Glad to see you again. Thank you for coming. But I went and bought a bunch of stuff for my ex-girlfriend. Now, I've never bought anything. It's hard to see over the camera. Is that okay? If you want me to do this so you can see it on one side,
Huh?
I can do it this way. Much easier, so you don't have to.
No, I could see it better on that side.
You can see it better on this side? Like that? That's perfect?
Uh-huh.
All right, cool. That's good. All right. So I went ahead and bought a lot of stuff for my girlfriend, right? Well, I didn't buy it. My father bought it. I just presented it to her. All right. And I came home that night and my mom was slamming cabinets. Just slamming cabinets. Doom. Attitude and a half. I ain't know, like, what's wrong with mom? Mom got a problem, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a kid. I don't know. And my father says, bring me aside. And I was like, what is wrong with mom? And he was like, did you think to get her anything? And I was like, no. And it sent me in such a freaking terrible loop of feeling ashamed and confused and arguing with people that I can't argue with. You know how you create that other person that is your mom, but she really isn't your mom, and you just pretend what you would say to her if you actually had the courage to say it. I did all that in my head. And I'm sitting here like, I'm not her husband. I'm not this. Why I gotta buy? You know what I'm saying? I went through that whole thing. And I said, when I grow up and I get a wife, I want to make sure she understands that it's only one person that's supposed to buy her anything for Valentine's Day, and that's me. But I'm going to ask her, why can't you get me anything for? I was going in my head. In my head. So Valentine's Day is very important to women.
Yes.
They're very important. Why is it so important to women?
Again, like I said, the version of who I was years ago, you know, again, it's a lot of time it's this notion that me too, and it's this notion that, well, my man cares about me.
My
you
man
know,
is
this there's this obligatory, inclusive club.
Mhm.
Well, it's that time of year. Okay, boys, y'all better go out,
Mhm.
go all the way out.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And again, if that's what you do, that's what you do.
Right.
Okay. I'm talking to those that show their love to each other all year long.
Mhm.
It's all year long. And if you choose to celebrate the day, great. Fine. If you choose not to celebrate the day, it's okay.
Now, you say that.
You who, me?
Yeah, you say that.
Okay.
But we remember what it was when I presented this offer to you.
And I'm telling you that's how I am.
Now.
Are y'all watching? Are y'all hearing the same thing that he's hearing? I just said the woman I used to be.
I'm just making sure we understand what's going on.
No.
Because here's the reason why I'm saying that is because a lot of women say that they're fine with it until it's presented in their life, right?
Yeah, but we already just like, why are you playing devil's advocate?
No. Yes, I'm playing
because
devil's
I
advocate.
just said that.
Yes, I'm playing devil's advocate now because I want to make sure a lot of women understand what's going on here. The argument that men have is you say one thing, but when it's presented, you act a completely different way. Well,
Yeah.
I can handle it, and I can this, and I can that, and before you know it, Tag hit us up with a super chat. Hold up, let's grab that up. Valentine's Day is important to me as a woman because it's a full focus on relationship period. And if paid attention to, it can benefit relationships with family and your love year around. Ooh.
That's a fair perspective.
Now, let me ask you this. Is it more like a homage to you? Like is it like another way of saying?
Okay. And again, for everyone that feels that way, again, that is I'm about to move all the way over here.
But you gotta be over here, Goalie. The cameras.
And
I'm
for
sorry.
everyone that feels that way, again, that's your perspective. And if you celebrate Valentine's Day, have a happy Valentine's Day.
Mhm.
My thing is this: it is an all-inclusive day, specified on the 14th because someone somewhere said the 14th is the day of love.
But people bought into it. See, that's the thing. Like,
right.
It wouldn't work if you didn't buy into it.
Right. So now it's been this one area that's become what it is today. So I'm not telling you to change your viewpoint. We all are entitled to the way that we feel and entitled to our perspective. My perspective just isn't like that anymore because my life has evolved in so many different ways that if we don't celebrate the 14th and we decide to celebrate the 13th, oh my goodness, everyone was celebrating on the 14th.
Now.
Oh my goodness.
Now. What was the most memorable Valentine's Day we had?
February 13th.
On the 13th.
It was on the 13th.
It was on the 13th, and we had a blast.
Yeah, we did.
But we had a horrible before. Our before was horrible. We had a serious
we had a World War
fight. There were things that was done, things that was said, and things that was read, and it was all out.
It was bad.
The fact that we was able to pull back and enjoy our freaking 13th.
Yeah. And again, this is the point. Was everything lovely, and has it been that phase and where has it been this chemistry and all of that before the 14th that's coming up? Or now that the 14th is coming up, okay, all right, let's all be well, and let's, because the 14th is coming up. No, it's time to be authentic in your relationship.
Now,
listen, if things are not the way that you would hope for them to be by the 14th, you still have your mate, you still have your spouse. Let's get real with each other. Okay, Valentine's Day is coming up. So now what, you put your problems on the back burner for that one day?
Yeah.
And then let's pick it back up on the 15th. It makes no sense.
It doesn't, but people do it every day.
It makes no sense.
And then they wonder why they're getting a divorce the next month. Like, he bought me flowers, he bought me candy, he bought me all this stuff, and he wants to get a divorce. What happened? Well, he's a performer. He knows this is the day he's supposed to show up. Shout out to TD Jakes for this because this is not my material. This is his material. But at the end of the
Yes.
day, it's absolutely accurate. Men will do what we're supposed to do. But that does not mean a damn thing about happiness in a relationship. A man could be fully check out and do everything he's supposed to do in the relationship, but be absolutely, positively, without a shadow of a doubt, check out.
And I'm telling you, I've watched these guys at the store. Can you take that off? I want to see this the Gets comment.
Which one was Ken?
That one right there.
Okay.
You know,
Gets.
thank you for the super chat.
You said the Gets one? Let's make new that one?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's make a new trend when whatever your partner love language is, make that act of service or handwritten note or special whenever happen. It doesn't have to be about buying Hallmark merch.
Absolutely.
Bingo.
That's the point.
But we've commercialized everything.
So now it's the 14th, and let's hurry up it again. What you were just saying about a man can, what's his TD Jakes? He motion. About a man can. Well, that was awesome. A man can function and do all of these things that, check off the list. Well, I know it's her birthday. She cares about the birthday. I know it's the anniversary. She cares about that. Meanwhile, he's been in his cave functioning on a day-to-day basis for the past 3 years, and because you told him that he needs to do it this way, well, oh my gosh, what do you mean you want to get separated? When did that happen? It's been happening, but you got your Valentine's Day card. Happy Valentine's Day. You got your birthday. I gave you that baby that you said you wanted. But this is what I mean. It's on both ends.
Right.
And like the guest, like you said, how about we become fluent in each other's love language to where, okay, maybe that is not your thing, but you care enough to come out of your self-centeredness and understand what their language is so that it's reciprocal.
But see, in order for you to do that, you have to acknowledge the fact that you are in one of those situations, right? You have to acknowledge it. For example, I just acknowledged that I've made many blunders in our relationship. How many people are actually willing to do that?
No, I agree. We're talking about people that, and this is the other thing. What I was going to say is you need to not get up from the table. That's what I was thinking about a little while ago. This conversation and conversations like this, the hard ones. Look, I'm not feeling you right now. Look, you're not, this is like street language. Like, you're not holding me down right now.
Yeah.
You're not what it is that you said that you gave me your word. You voluntarily said that. You voluntarily said, I would do thus and so. And so now here goes thus and so. And where are you at?
You know what I can't stand the most is when you hold me to my word. I can't stand it. Now, don't get it twisted. I understand that you're supposed to hold me to my word. I get it.
What?
Yes, but it's annoying because it's like, I gotta accept what you just said because I said it. Like, remember what you said? And I'm like, why you have to bring up old news? Seriously, man. But we got another super chat from Tag. Valentine's Day was created off of Saint Valentine's. The love those with, what's that? Leprosy?
That with I think leprosy that were unlovable and care for them to a degree that he died of it. So the holiday was set aside to pay attention to love.
But we don't do that though.
Right.
We don't do that. Thank you for the super chat. We don't do that. That's the problem. We don't do that. We focus on materialistic things. I bought you a dozen roses. I ain't never gonna buy you something that's dead. Like, I don't make any sense.
This is the thing now. To celebrate love or St. Patrick's Day or whatever the holiday, let's say, right? It is just way left field now. Oh my gosh, again, to the all-inclusive club. Okay, now you can put your little cute pics on Facebook and everybody can see how much he loved you today. Everyone can see, you made him this, filet mignon steak.
But he whooped your ass last night.
Or, okay.
No, seriously, like, let's be real. Like, let's real talk 100.
Like, all of a sudden you have this lovely relationship, because it's Valentine's Day.
Right.
Because everybody's in love this week.
Yep.
No, this chat, this live tonight is about. What you doing?
I'm sorry, I'm getting the other chat.
What you
Because I have multiple chats, so I'm
The
getting
screen is huge.
I know. I'm trying to get the other chat because I was like, wait a minute, I don't have lambologies up here. We get lambologies. So I'm opening this up.
It's huge.
Because because I see my chat in
Salty Cat.
What's up, Salty? I see my chat in Melon, but I don't see see the rest of this. All this is missing out of this chat. So for those of you who are not privy to the fact that I'm streaming to 2 channels, because this channel that I'm about to put in this chat is going to be directly solely for the relationships. Okay, thank you for showing up on both chats. Truly appreciate it. Thank you, mods, for showing up and taking care of things. What happened?
Some women will stick around with Ray Ray, who whoops her butt every night, but he got her some roses. She will turn away a good, godly man, but ride or die for Ray Ray.
Now, I'm gonna ask you a question. Now, hold on. You laugh at that. Wait a minute.
I'm laughing because it's true.
Right.
I'm laughing because it's true.
And now I want to ask you a question. Ready to ask you a question. Is it because Ray Ray can whoop on ass? He can defend you, protect you, and that's the reason why women tend to gear to Ray Ray? Because I really could not understand that for the life of me.
I think most women have Stockholm syndrome.
Oh, speak on it.
And because, you fall in love with your abuser, it's really very difficult to sever and disconnect from that. At the end of the day, it's your thing. It's what you're dealing with, your insecurity, your issues, because we all have them. Some people like a whole bunch of attention. So here comes, Valentine's Day, and let's put pictures up and, oh, look how much I'm loved.
Yeah.
Or, the guy's insecure, so he has to have, an entourage of women or dudes or whoever around him, like whatever your issue is.
Yeah.
So I think that Valentine's Day is just an extension for many people of what is going on internally. The whole point of Valentine's Day was to celebrate love. That's not what the world does.
That's not what the world does. No, they don't.
And so we opted out of that years ago, and we celebrate the real. This is the thing, like I was saying, you deal with your relationship in a very real way, and be willing not to get up from the table. Like that's one thing that you coined the phrase a long time ago. And when you start to feel like, forget you and this table, like I'm good.
What do not getting up to the from the table mean to you?
It means still being willing to have a conversation, still being willing to engage and not completely disconnect.
Does that mean we stay in the heat when it gets too hot?
No.
Does that mean
you
that
could
we
come back to the table?
We got to come back.
No.
Does that mean that we are pushing each other back into the conversation?
No,
when we're not ready?
At the end of the day, you got to respect each other's space. Space. At the end of the day, you need to respect each other. So whatever that means. And again, like.
Oh man.
Okay. Yeah, that's distracting.
Yeah, that's the point of it.
That's not gonna work for
that's
me.
That's the point of it. But I will turn it off this one.
That's not gonna work.
I'll turn it off on this one.
Not on this conversation.
I'll turn it off on this one.
That's not gonna work.
What you were saying?
I don't know.
Okay, you were saying. I was asking you, is this something?
No, you don't have to break the tension. That's the point of the conversation. But thank you.
Yeah. So we was talking about. You were saying that this is something we don't get off from the table. It doesn't mean that we don't have the conversation. It doesn't mean that we force each other into it. We just might have to take time away from it. What happened?
No, I was making sure that his comment came out because it was a good comment.
Oh, what the Jamal Justin one?
Yeah.
Now, if we're sitting here and we're in a heated discussion, okay, do you get to hit me and walk away?
No, hit what?
Verbally. You know how you give those stinger, those conversation enders.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? In Killer Instinct, they call it combo breakers.
Oh,
Right. So what I call them is conversational enders. You leave on a hard note, like you done said
hit with a left hook.
and you got
and just drop the mic and walk off.
and you walk off, close the door hard, and you're like, yeah, I did it, yeah. I feel good, right? You don't get to walk away from one of those, do you?
No,
You don't.
I think that.
And why don't you get away walk away from that?
What do you mean?
Well, for example, let's say we're in a conversation, right? And I'm trying to get you to understand that I'm at my limit. I need you to understand that I'm at my limit. I need you to calm down. We need to separate. But you're not ready to let go of that bone because you got me on the ropes.
Oh,
All right. And that's one thing. I don't have no problem with you having me on the ropes at all. I have no problem with it.
yeah, as long as you want to stay in the ring.
As long as you're on the right topic.
Oh yeah.
You're not going rogue on me and you got me searching for what you actually talking about. Because I'm like, how did we get on this? You know what I'm saying? Like those conversations.
Yeah.
Like, well, if you just pick up your socks, I'm like, sock? What?
We were not talking about.
We wasn't talking about socks, but I'm just saying, if you picked up your socks and stopped putting them in the refrigerator, we'd be okay. What the hell you talking? I ain't never put no damn socks in the refrigerator. I'm just saying, I found 3 pairs in the refrigerator last night. You know what I'm saying? Like,
What?
how they get in there? How they get in there? I'm
I
being
get it.
excited. But if we're in a conversation and you have me on the ropes and I say, listen, I need you to let me, I'm too close to this right now. I need you to let me calm down. How difficult is it for you to let me walk away? Because it's not that I didn't give you the warning. I said, you know what? I think we should stop talking about this. And you've done this to me many times. And you had me hot. You got me. I'm ready to go in. And you like, I need you to push. I need you to move back. And I'm like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, what you mean right now? I'm how do you handle that?
Your first question was, would I be able to? It was a time when I wouldn't be able to, but where I've developed into, I will be able to.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the thing is too, to know your spouse, to know your mate, and not get to the point to put them in that position.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Where I am in my life now and my womanhood now, I'm not about to argue. I'm not. You stand there and argue by yourself. I'm not arguing with nobody.
Right.
The sky's purple. I hope you like the sunset. I don't care enough. Like, I'm not arguing.
Yeah.
That's you are a kind of a person that is contentious. You like arguments. You're disjointed or discontented within yourself. Fight with you.
Mm-hmm.
My piece is way too valuable. Right. I will not give it up because you want to argue.
Now I'm completely different. I don't look at it as arguing.
Mm-hmm.
I look at it as me bringing you to your end, right? Because at the end of the day, that's what has to happen. In order for me to realize I'm wrong, and you said this to me many times, it's hard to prove you, Gary Lamb, wrong, because you got to take him to his end. You got to have him in a corner fussing for a good hour before he says, all right, you might have a point on that. You know what I'm saying? Because I need to know that listen, if I'm going to follow something, this is one of the problems with becoming a powerful individual and headstrong. When you've been a leader for so long, it's almost like you have to trust the way you're moving. You got to trust it. And a lot of times I trust it too much and I don't take as much of your suggestion. and I'm running the brick walls, right?
Yep.
But I'm still on that pursuit, right? So you trying to correct me? What?
All I heard was Gary is headstrong.
Who said that?
Maladjusted.
Right. It's true though. I'm headstrong. So it's like, well, I know what I'm talking about because I researched it and it was working when I did it last time. So it's gonna work this time. So well, you're wrong about that, and it's the reason why you're wrong about this and that's me.
Hammer.
I'm a hammer. Everything look like a nail. So that's me. But I'm glad you said that. Because if I'm a hammer,
then where's the nail?
Ding 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 ding. There's the nail right there. She's the nail. So and obviously I attract nails. Don't ask me why. I attract people that like to freaking argue. But if I need to be pulled into myself, right? That means you have to be pulled to the end of yourself. That means Mal have to be pulled to him and himself. That means Git's got to be pulled to themselves. Because you followed this way of being for so long, you think that's law. And in your life, it might be law.
Yeah, because there's some people, like you say this all the time. And those of you that have had conversations with Gary, y'all know the deal. Like, y'all know. Like, if he cares enough, he's going to argue with you. What's wrong with the comment?
Mm-mm.
Like,
don't worry about me. Go ahead.
You care enough to get in a conversation and go toe to toe with people on their issue, whatever it is. And so you have to be willing. The thing is, I love and appreciate those that are around me, the accountability friends and accountability partners. Like, no, you off on that. Like, no, and be willing. Have people around you that's willing to check you.
Yes.
Nobody needs to be around you saying, you're right. No, you dead wrong. Sit down. We all need people around us that are willing to. Yep. And you always say, like, I care enough. I'm gonna hurt your feelings, and I'm gonna let your feelings get hurt. And you need to stay in your hurt feelings for a time and feel that, so that you can grow from it, so you can go away from it. So you're the kind of person, you'll sit there and you'll go in, and I'm like, oh my God, like, not as far as with me, I'm just like, I'll hear you, and you would go in, and then at the end you're like, there was success at the end of that battle with whoever it is.
See, I don't think people are going to I don't think many people hit their breaking point until they have somebody that's strong enough to resist their argument. I don't think it's easy for anybody to just do it themselves. You know what I'm saying? What are you reading that you like so much?
I'm just taking a look at the comments.
Why, hello,
Jonathan. Shoop. Hopefully,
what's
for
up,
better,
Jonathan?
as we grow and get wiser, people have to have a spouse that challenges us. We only build muscles with resistance. Exactly. See, this is the thing. You want a spouse that is going to. We're supposed to challenge each other. Have people around you that are helping you grow. Why are we keeping people around us that are perfectly fine with say, oh no, stay in the mess that you're in. Stay right there in that nasty, disposition. Stay right there. You're right. And then you wonder why every relationship and every interaction, every job, it's the same. It's more of the same. It's repeated in every other area in your life because you don't have anybody around you. One, you don't have anybody around you who's willing to tell you the truth. Or two, people tried and you hard-headed and you don't listen. So then they stop talking.
They stop talking because it's like, yo, I'm not about to keep saying the same old thing over and over again.
I already said what I said.
And
it's now, okay. Now, so you argue with you.
Now, here's the thing. And Salty Cat, you made a good point. Listen, you said I'm like that too. If you care about me, then we can have an argument and work it out. Until what end though? Because there is a limit. Like me and you, I'll argue. Listen, hey man, we got that 7:00 argument that we decided we was gonna have. I know you had to get some rest because you had to go to work. You know what I'm saying? And I needed some nookie, so we took care of that in the bathroom. But I need you to understand that this argument ain't over. You know what I'm saying? Like I can put it to the side, knowing that eventually we're gonna get back to it. But then there's other people that's like, all right, I can't burn any more energy on this. I would love to, but I can't. I have other things I have to do. I have to do this and that. And don't get it twisted. I'm not going to sit here and say I don't get a bone and hold on to it.
Yeah, you do.
I get a bone and I hold on to it, especially when it hits a nerve, right? And very rarely do somebody able to hit that nerve. I've had many conversations with Logic. He's never hit that nerve. Will, on the other hand, hit that nerve. You know what I'm saying? So it was like when I had that conversation with Will, it was like, yo, because he bodied me, right? He knew more about me than I think he should have. And that is what I know. But that's why.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Okay, I'm listening. Go ahead.
No, I wanted you to finish.
But what I'm saying is that when I have somebody that's that dear to me hit me and they know it's gonna hurt, it's like, all right, so you did that on purpose. You know what I mean? Like, I understand you slipped up and say something wrong, but you had too much venom behind that punch.
Like, you meant that.
You meant that. You meant to hurt me on that one. And when I get, and I've been in situations where I done put my foot in my mouth and I had to apologize. And I'm quick not to apologize. Very slow to apologize. When I apologize,
because you have to think you're wrong.
I have to think I'm wrong. And if I apologize, I mean it. Last thing you need to do is make me feel bad about apologizing to you. Because it was already hard in the first place to admit that I was wrong or something. I apologize. I said leave me alone about it, okay? You know what I'm saying? But
I want to get to one comment. Jonathan said, can you add something to this relationship combo, even though I've never had a healthy one in my whole life, even though I am happily single for the past 10 years because self-love needs to be head first. Jonathan, when you came in, I think you missed that part. You came in on the end, the tail end of the conversation, and it was stated before that this is an internal you thing. So we did cover that.
Yeah, but go ahead and hit it again.
Yeah, it's perfectly. See, this is the thing, and I think that to bring it full circle and come back to what one of the part of the topics was in the beginning, what our conflict and many people's conflict, you end up when you're not happy with you. It's possible that we end. What's wrong?
Go ahead. I'm focused. I'm modding.
Okay. It's possible that we end up projecting whatever it is that we feel like you're going through these different ebbs and flows that you've been going through.
Yeah.
So you start to inadvertently attack me because I'm the closest one.
Yeah.
And project what you're feeling about you and put that on me where it had nothing to do with me. I'm doing my part. And here you come with, and deal with it. You talk about depression, talk about the type of things that we go through in relationships. And now, a depressed person, and I'm going to say this because I've said it to you before, and, we've all been depressed in life. Okay. And I'm not being insensitive because y'all don't have no idea what I deal with and have gone through. I don't care enough for anybody's opinion about that because you have no idea. Like I said, y'all know Gary Lamb. You don't know my husband. We all have gone through this. And the truth of the matter is, anytime that we as individuals go through these depressive states and these things that we go through, a depressed person is very self-absorbed.
Very self-absorbed.
We eat our sadness. We
do.
Eat, sleep, and live and regurgitate and spend time with, wrap our arm around it, carry it on our back, our shoulder, go outside with it like you sitting with your friend.
And I want you to come in with me.
Yes.
I don't
come to the party.
No, you need to be in it with me.
Come to the party.
You need to grab your party hat.
Yes. Come on to the party.
Get your noisemakers. You know what I'm saying? Sit down, get drunk with me, and slip into a freaking coma-like sleep.
Yes.
And wake up and do it all over again tomorrow.
And this is what happens.
In with me.
And this is what happens.
It's
mad when they don't come to the party.
Oh God! Don't you dare! Don't you dare! I think I have things I have to do. I can't get out of work. You mean to tell me you can't use one of those 6 days? I remember last time you used one of those sick days to go to Las Vegas, but you can't use one of those sick days to come into my freaking pity party. Oh, that's the type of person you are. F you then.
And this is the thing. That applies to everything.
Yes.
No, listen. That applies to your self-indulgence. That applies to, your need to be needed. That applies to the control freak issues. That applies to anything in our life that is imbalanced. You like attention, that applies to that. Anything that is imbalanced and you want people to help feed your dysfunction. And then when we have others around us that care enough to be like, hey, snap out of it.
But you can't. How do you do that?
And I get it. And
how can you snap?
And that's what I'm saying.
Sometimes, and I had a friend had to sit there and had to tell me, listen, he said to me, you have too many issues right now, and I need to deal with my own issues. And he chose to cut me off. And let me tell you something. It hurt a lot. But only for a moment. Because I've had to do that to people too. It was a great way to wake my ass up that I'm screwing up. Because I pulled him into my shit. Yes. And that's the thing. It's like, you don't know what people dealing with, especially when you are so fixated on your problems. You don't think about the laser focused problems that this person is going through, right? That's health issue related, right? This person is not strong in their body anymore, but they're trying to do they can to help you. And they see your well-body ass walking around throwing kicks, doing sit-ups, doing push-ups, doing squats, all kinds of stuff. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you grabbing machines like it's like it's cups and stuff, and they sitting there struggling to get in the truck, and you complaining that my life is so hard, terrible. And he's like, dude, I barely got up this morning. And this person have to say, yo, I gotta cut you off.
I can't, and this is the thing, like as friends, that's one thing, but it's different when that's your spouse.
Oh, what is your spouse?
When it's your spouse. So it's like, okay, you're going through what you're going through because Valentine's week, the week of love and all of that, right? Like, listen, I'm here for you, but at the expense of my peace, at the expense of my sanity, no. I'm here, but I'm not going to carry that.
Yeah.
Because again, like you're saying, Jonathan, at the end of the day, the foundation is God, and this is your close relationship. This is because I'm gonna say it like this. And I saw this posted not long ago, and I said right on, because I say this all the time. Similarly, but it was put in a great way. There are no bunk beds in a casket. You can't come with me.
I just heard something like that but I got it on Lamologies, but she was being an asshole with it. You know what I'm saying?
That part.
But she's right. I'm not going to be in a casket with you. We ain't going to be in buck beds on a casket, booty up together. We ain't going to be doing that.
I ain't say all that.
I said it. So I'm like, she's got a massive point. No. At the end of the day, this is a single.
We all have our own individual walk.
Yes.
We have our own individual journey. And, like here, we're on a social media platform, and we are, like you said, Maladjusted, a community of people and linking arms and helping each other along. And that's fine. But at the end of the day, you got to look you in the mirror, deal with you. I need to look me in the mirror, deal with me. And there are people that we can keep around us. And there are people that, you know what, everybody is not for the long haul. Your stop was at the last bus stop. Go ahead. That was your stop. Get off the train. Yeah. And then there are those that are supposed to stay for the long haul. You have to know. It's horrible. It's very hard.
It's like, all right, so I'm going to have to sever this relationship that I've literally worked on for years.
Yes.
And I have to sever it. And it's like, now I have to detach, because let's be honest. If I call you more than once a week, I like you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't just call people. If I'm calling you, you don't understand. If I'm calling you, I want to talk to you. Like, you got something I like. You know what I'm saying? I want to talk to you. And a lot of people don't understand. I'm really quick to give you an A. Even though I talk a good game about, you know, saying my cutoff, my cutoff game is atrocious. I cut off when you quit. But it takes me a long time to make that decision. You know what I mean? Because I don't like cutting people off. I know how it feels to get cut off. I don't like cutting people, especially when I know that person is just in a rough patch. Usually I have the strength and the energy and the determination to continue with it. But when I'm so jacked up in my own life, I only got, but listen, for all of you guys that are on the phone with me, with the camera, for all of you guys that's on the phone with me, that conversates with me, that texts me and all that other stuff, understand one thing. The last thing I want to do is ignore you. I don't want to ignore you. But it gets to a point where I actually have to, and Rex knows this. Rex and I had we was having a serious conversation. He came up to me, and well, he didn't come up to me, but he asked me, he was like, it's almost like you don't have time for me anymore. Remember that, Rex? He was like, you almost had, and I understood why you were saying that, because you was used to me calling you every day. And all of a sudden the call stopped. And it was like, well, you don't call me like you used to. What's going on? And I had to explain to you, my life is burning right now. I can barely think. You know what I'm saying? Like, getting gas is an issue. Just to go to work, just gas. Because I was driving an hour one way, an hour back. And an hour here is not the same as an hour in New Jersey. An hour here is literally 80 miles, right? So I'm burning gas to get back and forth to work. And sometimes I got to take the Mustang, which is a gas guzzler, because it's an 8-cylinder. And I'm burning even more gas on top of that. It's loud as all hell. So it's hard to hear you while I'm on the phone. But I got earbuds. And I even said that I got my earbuds in. I got the earbuds so I can drown out the rumble of the engine, and I'll be able to talk to you. But look at all the time that I invest into people, right? And I don't invest in myself. And then when I get home, I wonder why I have nothing for my wife. Because I've given it all out to other people. I had to learn to stop doing that. And it's not easy to do, because it's easier to talk to people than it is to talk to my wife, because my wife is going to make me do something that I don't want to do, which is adjust to the situation. I can talk about your situation all day long. It's easy. How many of you know that you can give the best advice, bro? Your advice is impeccable. If you just take my advice, you'll be on point. But you can't take your own. That's Gary Lamb, right? This is why this is so important that we had this conversation. It's easy to make it look like this is easy. Like marriage life is easy. Hard. It's so hard. I'm so good at what I do because I'm such a F up.
You've been saying that for years.
I'm such an F up. I'm so good at effing up. I'm amazing at it. That's why I'm so good at making things right. Because I'll make you feel bad about being mad at me. I really like you know darn well you can't be mad at me. And you be like, you know what? You get on my dang nerve. Remember those things? But it does wear out though. Because I remember you shunned me. Like I was like, you had my little you had me, I hurt, my feelings was hurt. But it is what it is. It's hard being a king.
What I was about to say.
What?
It's hard being a queen.
It's hard to be a queen. Especially in a situation where your king don't feel like a king anymore. Like, it's easy to make the right decisions when everything's on the up and up. How do you make the right decision when everything's falling apart? And my life is falling now. I'm climbing out of it now. You know, we're getting on track. For soon we'll have a schedule, which is going to be awesome. I can't wait till we have that schedule going on. But we're going to have a schedule going. It's going to be awesome. But as of right now, these are the new play. Kale, hey Gary, keep up the good work. You work so hard, and I hope you're rewarded. We are rewarded. We are sitting in Project 46 in Oklahoma. This is the headquarters of the Gary Lamb Network. This is where we do our heavy stuff. Shout out to the I'm gonna put the what is it? The macros back on, so the mods can start modding again. Please refrain from the loud stuff like the Waka Wakas and the He-Mans and
Miss
stuff
L,
like that.
Go up. He said, I'm here, but I just can't. Go up.
Where?
Right there. Hey, I am in here, just letting you know, but won't be able to type back.
Which one said that?
The green one.
The green. Oh, Miss L, what's up, girl? How you doing? All right, cool, no problem. There's a lot of people lurking right now. It's probably like a lot of people lurking. But yeah, man. Listen, we're at Project 46. You know, this is what hard work does. It pays off. People saw what we was doing and felt like, hey, let's give them a shot. So this is what we're doing. We're taking advantage of it. Maladjusted is going to be, I trust my co-host.
Okay, Maladjusted.
All right, and we're going to do some big things. We're talking about building a community in Oklahoma. We have no idea how that's going to work, but we're going to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? If you got a hammer and I got some nails and somebody else got some 2x4s, we're going to build this damn thing. You know what I'm saying? We're going to figure it out. But yeah, this has been, KQD. Hi, Gary. Thank you for all you do for us. You are so real. Yes, it's hard being real. Because being real means I got to tell you about my insecurities. And I don't like talking about those. But at the end of the day, if I have them, I'm pretty sure you have them. And there was a conversation that I was having. Well, it was one-sided, but I was having a conversation. Person asked me, why are you so one-sided? And I said nothing to her. Here's why I didn't say nothing to her. Because I'm not one-sided. I just bring a one-sided argument because I don't know the other half, right? I can speak for my wife in certain aspects, right? I can speak for you in certain aspects. I know how you think when it comes down to the kids. I know how you think politically. I know how you think on spiritual levels. But when it comes down to me, I can only assume how you think. Because you tell me what I need to know as a smart wife. You're not going to hit me below the belt because that's just not what we do to one another. That doesn't change the fact that you don't think it. And going deep in those areas where I have to say, what do you really feel about this? I know it might hurt me, but what do you really feel about this? Yeah. Those are the places that we need to go on this channel. Because we're not going to do it in private because that's just silly. But okay, when you did this, this is how it made me feel. And you'll never have access to that part of my heart again. And this is why. And I have to accept that. You know what I mean? Because there's things that I've done that I'll never be able to get that full you again. Right? But we make it work. Right? Do we make it work?
We're working on making it work.
We're working on making it work. But listen, my wife is yawning like a lot. So we're going to go ahead and hit the what is it, the chat? Yeah, I'm exhausted too, guys. We're going to hit the chat up.
I came here from work.
Yeah.
I'm going to go get the sweets and stuff.
Oh, go ahead. Go. So we do that.
Oh, can they see my pillow? Can they see that?
So what if they do? It doesn't matter. See it? Yeah, they can. No, they can't see it actually, but I'm about to turn the camera off real quick anyway. Do I share my pizza? No. Well, what kind of question is that? Like, of course I don't share my daggone pizza. I don't even know what you. No.
Can you move the computer back?
Oh, okay. Oh, she got some num-nums. Okay, let's roll up all the way. Let's start focusing on the chat. Okay. So we got Jonathan. Can you add something to this relationship combo? Even though I never we discussed that one. All right. So I'll argue with you. I'll argue with the person I love when I see they're hurting and can't see things and aren't listening. I'll try different tactics to a degree, to get them to understand, but I won't give up fully. Yes, Tag, I 100% agree with that. I don't give up fully at all. I'll just move. Listen, if I'm just because I'm not talking to you doesn't mean that I'm ignoring you. It doesn't mean that I'm mad at you. It just means I'm not talking to you.
You know, I think that with that, again, and I'm gonna say it this way, and we've all had this in life, and I have loved ones that are this way, and I'm that way too, so I guess they understand. Sometimes you just have to take some time.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need a timeout. You need to take some time,
especially when you're close to it.
You need to disconnect. And there are people in our lives that, like I have a loved one, and she knows, she's like, you do that sometimes. You just go off, and there's no, offense to anyone. But you have to take time to yourself to replenish yourself. They say you can't pour from an empty vessel. You keep pouring and pouring and pouring and pouring. Ain't nothing else left for you.
Right.
I need you to give me some time so that I can replenish myself. I'll get up with you.
Right.
And that's it. And not all the time is everything an explanation needed all the time.
Right.
I need to go do what I need to do. I'll get back with you.
Right.
That's how I handle that.
I understand that one. Hold on, let me see if I can find them in here. They wait. We got a lot of comments to go through. Tons. At Gets. That's true. Women want to be heard even if there's not an immediate solution, and men are wired differently. Yes, we are wired. Men are wired to be solutionary, right? I want to fix your problem so we can move on.
And women, sometimes we just want you to listen.
Just want to talk.
We just want you to listen and don't want you to fix it.
Now, I have the best of both worlds, believe it or not. I have my mom, who did a lot of the raising after my dad died. Dun, dun, dun. We getting fat today. But anyway, so this is all sugar, bro. Look at this. This is you shouldn't be eating this. This is not good. It's bad for us. Scrumptious, man. So good. But you shouldn't be eating it, I'm going back on my diet tomorrow. Don't worry about it. But tonight, I'm going to eat sugar. For what I was saying was, I do have the best of both worlds, right? Because when my dad died, my mom took over. And there were certain things that I learned from mommy that I wouldn't have learned from dad. Okay? I learned how to argue with women with my mom.
Oh, boy.
Now, I'll make your argument sound stupid because it is. Right? And then when you're sitting there mad at me because I made, and then when you start doing that, I'm like, I got you. Because you're repeating your material. When a woman starts repeating her material, she's out of steam. But she don't want to let go of the win. She's trying to find something to win. And I'll take women to the end. But I also have my father knowing that there are certain fights you shouldn't fight. And you should just let go. Right? And if I see you running into a brick wall as a woman, I want to get you out of that. Because I know the end result is not good for you. It's not good for anyone, but it's definitely not good for you. So I want to fight you. What happened? What?
No, Justin. Oh, that's how it is, Gary. You didn't save Miss Lamb some pizza, but you want her cookies.
There's pizza in there. She got pizza.
That is not the kind of pizza I like. But I brought him dinner.
Yes, she did. She did buy me some dinner. But let's finish up. Let's continue with the. That's my boy right there. That's my boy. I'm glad we ran back into each other, bro.
Me too.
Oh my God. Yo, I used to be saying, like, I wonder what Mal Johnson doing.
He honestly, he did, Mal Johnson.
A lot.
Honestly.
I guess that's true, though. I laugh aloud. To the guys in the chat, learn to do drive-bys for your woman. Example, if they're at the sink doing dishes, come up behind them, nuzzle the neck, reach down and play, then walk away, bruh. That's old school.
I just
pimpin'.
say Gary does that all the time.
Oh God. And boy, she looks for it. She looks for it. Look, I remember I was talking to, I think it was Samantha, and she said, who has time for a whole 55 minutes session?
Oh,
Right? And I'm like, which way are you talking? Because as a veteran, let me say veteran, it won't feel like 15 minutes. It'll feel like 5 minutes.
this conversation just took a turn.
But it would have took 55 minutes. You ever heard that saying, touch a hot stove feel like it's been an eternity? Touch a hot woman, it feels like for a moment, right? It's the same thing with Gary Lamb. When I'm on. You wouldn't know that I've been sexing you all day. It starts with the high. 5 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning. How you doing? I'm doing fine. How's your day? It's okay. You feeling okay? Blah, blah, blah. Once she start talking, girl, you ain't, you playing. You tired, you girl. Next thing you know, you send a little heart there and whatever, what have you. She gets in the house. All of a sudden, she walk in the house and, you know, you all pumped and jacked. I mean, you just look like you've been working out all day. But you were. Muscles all pumped up. Looking all good. Looking all sexy with the t-shirt on. How you doing, babe? How was your day? It was okay. You let the guard down. She think this is just a regular conversation. She think you just getting her, just asking about a day. Thank you for asking my day. My man really care about me. He asked about my day and all that stuff. He all got me. Oh shoot. Okay, cool. He went ahead and asked me if I wanted him to cook. Oh, okay, that's so nice. I'll cook. But then he made the bed. Oh, he's so sweet. I'm out bed, my man. Man, you don't know that I'm planning tonight. I'm working on the night. I don't care how I do it. All day, I'm turning that engine on. Nope. More gas. Nope. More gas. All right. It's flooded this time. And then when you get it, when it's warmed up and it's just purring. You feel like, oh, shoot now. Then you get it on the road. You put it in first. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Yo, man, listen. I was born that night, but not last night. I know how to turn you on. I know how to get you revved up. I know how to get you going. As a man, I have to know that. So when a person says, when a man says 55 minutes, we're talking maybe 5-10 minutes of sex. Maybe 5-10 minutes of sex. The right man is talking about maybe 5-10 minutes of sex. The other 45 minutes is all foreplay.
Yes, it's very important.
It's very important. But I wanted to drop that for any younger man out there that's probably with a notepad taking notes. Okay, so you got to rev it up. You're going to flood out a couple of times. It's going to crank and then it's going to die on you. Okay, all right, but don't give up. Don't give up. You're going to get it. You're going to get it. Don't give up. Well now. All right, what people trying to say? I can throw back at you. Sorry, KDT. Autocorrect hates me. All right, so Salty Cat is laughing. That's good. Then you pin her to the wall. Listen, the pinning to the wall is great if you got solid walls. Don't do that on cheap rock. Don't do that on sheetrock. We don't put holes. Don't. Boom! Oh shoot, we gotta pay for that. Oh my god, that was. Oh man, don't do that on sheetrock. It's very easy to break.
NP. What NP's common up
NPs.
NP.
NP.
This
How
one
far down
this
is
one
it?
is on YouTube.
The
comment I'm talking about is on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
It's new. It
Just came up. I don't see it.
It's on YouTube.
I
Right
see.
there. Hey, what the heart?
NP. Oh, okay. No, let's turn this one down. Maybe I can see it. There we go. NP. Hey, Gary and Latoya, got a midway, but really enjoy the discussion tonight. Sent you a little support through Give Send Go. Lots of great comments and super chats tonight. Take care. Much love, y'all. Thank you very much. Truly appreciate it. And yes, you can go ahead and hit up Give Send Go. You can also hit up Cash App. There's another way you can support the channel, and you can also become a member at Project 46, which is where we're doing this. I forget the prices, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in there and get some of the content from there, because it's a whole social media. Well, I wouldn't say social media, but it's got its whole own separate gook of content, because that content is not really allowed on YouTube for whatever reason. They've gotten shut down a lot of times on YouTube and censored because of the things that they're bringing forth. It's on the way of Project 40, not Project 46, Project Veritas is a lot like that, but on a lower scale and geared on Oklahoma. Which we got to talk about that, by the way. Mila, Justin, and myself, we're going to put that together, and we're going to talk about that, because the Quarterly put up a major video today about what's going on with James, and I'm concerned. So we're going to have that conversation. They're supposed to be making a decision whether they're going to fire him, which is insane, because he's the founder of the freaking thing. But it is what it is. But for those of you who are interested, you can support us at Project 46. Let me get it for you real quick. If you are inclined to do so, there it is. That will absolutely support the Gary Lamb Network. Absolutely. For now, meant to say. For now, you meant to say. Okay. Right. So there we go. But yeah, we're doing a damn thing. We're trying to make this. We're not trying. We are doing it. We're absolutely doing it. I think we should wrap it up.
Yeah.
We are pretty. An hour and 38 minutes is pretty good. What do you think about that?
I think it's good to wrap it up.
I think it's time to wrap it up. All right, guys. I like Gary's channel. I like this comment.
Me too.
I like Gary's channel because he isn't afraid to show who he really is. I often sugarcoat things for the sake of appearance. Now, Faith Walker, what's up, money? Glad you was able to show up. I was looking for you. I will say this. It's not easy to open up. You open up yourself to criticism. You open yourself up to a lot of stuff. Get to bed and rev up that.
I knew he
Gary.
started something with that, y'all. I was really trying to get past it, but I was like,
I'm sorry, but I done messed up. I don't know, man. I think now, I mean, you know what? I know I can get it started. I ain't gonna front. I know I can get it started. But to be real honest, it's gonna take me a couple of days to go ahead because I gotta figure out where the clog is. I done severed a couple of lines with this one. I have, and I'm not afraid to say I messed up. I'm not afraid to say that, but I messed up. I made major blunders with you, especially when in this last season, because I made promises that I didn't keep. You know, that's why I was asking you, how deep do you want to go? You know, y'all really don't understand how hard it is to be. Uh, you don't understand how hard it is. It's not easy. Okay. Everything I do is based off of feeling, right? There's very little structure in what I do. And I've been taught how to feel my way through life because that's the only way I know how. There was no structure in my life. My father wasn't the type of guy that held down a position forever and ever, and that wasn't his fault. He had diabetes. And when his sugar was low, he would go into a major fit. And the last thing an employer wants is somebody going into a major fit while they're on duty. You go in the major fit and you start swinging the daggone gasoline thing around, spraying gasoline all around, you don't get invited back. You know, it's just what it is. You go, you get shocky and you take the buffer machine and throw it through the window, you don't get invited back. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he did these things. All I'm saying is that that's what goes through a person's mind if they're a boss or a manager. So my father didn't hold down jobs very easily. And it was because of the fact that he had diabetes. So he was always on entrepreneurial stuff, right? My father was an artist. He was a creative like me. He played the guitar, the bass, the piano, the keyboard. He was a singer. He was a writer. He did all kinds of stuff. But he decided to have kids for some odd reason, and you know, he gave his life to us. That's just what he did. So I really didn't have that kind of structure. You know, I never really had that kind of structure. And a lot of people was asking me, why you're not on the schedule? Why you're not on the schedule? It's because I'm not used to a schedule. I'm used to, like, my schedule is, all right, is it hot out? Nah, ain't nothing going on, so I'm gonna stay in the house. You know what I'm saying? Is it hot out? Yeah, oh shoot. Uber dumping, Lyft dumping, DoorDash dumping, I'm going to get me some money. It ain't nothing happened, I'm staying in the house.
I'm sorry, Salty Cat.
What happened? My dad died from diabetes too. Yeah, that's what pretty much claimed my father's life as well. Diabetes. And he died when I was 16 years old. And he was going to get operation on his left eye because he was going blind in his left eye. The sugar was eating him up. Well, how old was his dad? Was 34, 34, 36, 33, 34. He was young. Yeah. But he wasn't supposed to get past the age of 6. The sugar was supposed to kill him at 6, and it didn't. So, you know, he got up there to get me out of there and 2 other kids. But back to what I was saying, I never had that structure. So I had to, everything I know is based off of seeing somebody else do it and trial and error. I don't have the traditional schooling that most people have. And I was just having a conversation with Maladjusted when we got off the live earlier today. And I said, I need somebody to take me by the scruff of my neck and to put me here and say, do this. Because I have no problem with making the work do the work. But I need you to pass me the ball. I don't know what to talk about. This is your culture. My culture is grind and hustle. That's my culture. We don't talk about politics because it don't make no money. We don't talk about your business because it makes no money. We don't talk about anything other than making money. And if it's not making money, we don't talk about it. That's just what it is. Now, I might talk about certain life issues to support my man to making money, because if my man is having girl problems, it interrupts his ability to make money because all he's doing is scratching his head over this girl, right? So I'll talk him through that so he can go back to doing what? Making money. I got up on YouTube and everybody said, talk about this, talk about that, and talk about the balloon. And then this thing that was flying over the seas and stuff, and talk about Ukraine and talk about Biden and talk about Trump and talk about this person. Oh, and by the way, don't forget to talk about this person. And I'm like, I don't care about none of them. Not one of them put dollars in my pocket. Not one. So I'm just like, I don't care about him, right? It ain't putting dollars in my pocket, so I'm not thinking about it. But I also have to understand that YouTube, or I should say social media, is based on a crowd and an audience that might have different views than me. So I have to be willing to talk about everything and nothing at all, right? So I have to get on a schedule. So those people know I'm here Monday through Friday. On Friday night, I do this. I do 3 shows a day. They need to know these things. But in order for me to get to that place, I have to prove it to myself that I can keep up with it. It ain't got nothing to do with me not being able to stick to a schedule. The thing is, can I stick to it? Because I give up on stuff that I know I'm not going to do quick. Quick. I don't waste time. I'll give you a month, maybe 2. But after 2 months, if I don't see myself like, yeah, I can do this, I'm getting out of it. Because I realize I know me better than anybody else. I will not stick to something that I do not have my heart and soul into. I won't stick with it. It's just what it is. I stick to this relationship stuff because this is the only way I know how to win life. Y'all, that's how I know how to win life. I can make money. I've made much money in my day without a job. I know how to make money. But I also know I don't want to leave the hustle lifestyle to my kids. I don't want them to struggle like I do. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of shady shit that I had to do in order to make it work. A lot of shady shit. And I don't want to do shady shit anymore for the rest of my life. Come on now. I mean, jack of all trades, master of nothing, that don't get you nowhere. I have to be master of something.
Yes.
So I have to give up on stuff that I know I won't do. I just won't do it. I know I'm not going to work for somebody for the rest of my life. So what am I looking for? Why am I looking to become a person that's going to work for somebody for the rest of my life? Why would I do that? I've been on my own for 8 years financially. So why would I start not being on my own financially? Doesn't make sense. So once I know that I can stick to a schedule and stick to a certain way of being, I'll put the schedule up. I'll be there every day without fail. But I have to be able to serve you through serving myself. I can't listen. I have a big vase. I have a lot of oil. I can hold a lot of oil. But ladies and gentlemen, I have been scraping the bottom of the freaking bottle for months. I don't have nothing left. If this don't work, I'm done. I'm not going to sit here and play games. I'm done. This has to work. So I got to fit myself in a place where I know I'll keep going. And the only place that I know that I'll keep going is relationships. Because I truly believe this is how we win our country back. It ain't politics. You see, they playing games. They throwing on a freaking Hollywood stunt for us. You know you was wrong for this and you should have did it. And there's going to be jail time for somebody. I don't know who, but somebody going to jail. Right. We believe that. You know what I'm saying? We know none of us believe anybody of substance is going to go to jail. If it happens, great, but I'm not banking on it. So I want to put myself in a position where I can do some real good. I can't do good in politics. I don't know enough. By the time I know enough, it'll be too late. Here, I know enough. Because if you can fit, because Tag said this to me many times. She said, at the end of the day, all of it's politics. It's just how you go about it. Yo, what up, Vegas? How you doing, money? You saw something you like?
Yeah, I was putting all of them up there.
Which one you like? This one?
I put them all up there.
Oh, okay. Oh, boy. It has to work. There's no other option. It has to work. You're right. It has to work. Now, I'm not going to make it work. I just believe it's working. I mean, y'all here, right? How many people I got? We had like 10 people on Rumble at one point. We have 6 now. So it's working, obviously. People are watching. People are viewing. You know, this is working. It's just a matter of time before we got 300-400 people in the chat. But I just got to keep going. It's got to keep going. Thanks for sharing a lot of content lately, Gary. Man, I've been trying to pump it out. Yes, love. Every day is politics, and most don't see it. Right? It's all political. It's all politics. Like your marriage is politics, right? It's a diplomat or a Republican. I hope it's not a dictatorship. That'll suck. But we try to have a conversation every single day about what we do. Because I love you. And I want to make sure you enjoy your life too. I'm not the only one here with a dream. Tag is not the only one with a dream. Mala Justice is not the only one with a dream. My kids are not the only ones with dreams. We all have dreams. Like, how can we make it where we can have all our dreams? I think it's possible. We just gotta be willing to accept the fact that you're not the only person with a dream. You know what's good about starting from rock bottom? You learn to know every little brick that you lay, so that structure is so much stronger than those built with haste and cheap materials.
Mm-hmm.
I think we can leave on that one.
Yeah, that was the comment.
Thank you guys for coming. Thank you for being a part of this grassroots. Is that what it is? Grassroots. This is good stuff that I'm putting in this cup. Great stuff. I highly recommend that you get some yourself. You know,
Some chocolate.
get some chocolates and some num-nums to go with your.
Today's not Valentine's Day.
It's not, but it might as well, man. This is Gary Lamb sign off. This is Latoya Slam.
Bye, y'all. Thank you.
You guys have a good one. Why is it 10 people in here? I just want to understand something. Get out of the way. Get out of it. Wait a minute. I just want to understand something. Y'all supposed to be gone right now. Y'all supposed to be left already. Why y'all still in here? Seems like y'all enjoy the Gary Lamb show. Y'all don't want to let go of the Gary Lamb, do y'all? Y'all don't want to let go of Gary Lamb. Is that it? Is that what it is? Y'all don't want to let me go? Huh? Oh, now it's 5 in here. Now y'all leave. It was just 10 people in here and y'all just decided to leave at that. Y'all messed up. Y'all made me come back up here and then y'all leave. I get it. I understand. I totally understand. It's okay. Love you anyway. Born a Hawkeye. Still here. You're right, we still here. Well, I'm not still here. Technically, I'm gone. I'm just eating num-nums. But technically, I'm gone. Okay, I'm really going this time. Okay, bye.